everyone. How's it going? So, I'm going to do a replay review of my War League match of week 1 in the Edison War League versus the Diamond Dogs. So, I just got done playing, by the way, so I wanted to keep things fresh in my mind, so I just thought I'd do it now. So, I'm up against FreakoSuave. Yeah, I'm just gonna show both hands here. Okay, so pretty decent opening. We've got Dust Shoot, which can't complain about that. So I don't really know too much about what he's going to play. I looked at the past replays in the War League channel and saw Hero Beat as one of them, so I kind of was thinking Hero Beat, but I'm not exactly sure. So I just go for the set Reiko, set Dust Shoot Deep Prison, so I'm okay with setting Reiko turn 1 because of the Deep Prison, so I can just deal with a Stratos or a Gilman or something like that. Okay, so we Dust Shoot, we see he's got mostly monster hand, which isn't always what you want to see in Hero Beat, but he does have the spark in the Deep Prison, so yeah, I'm just gonna take back the Honest because he can just search whatever he wants with these two, and doesn't really make sense to try to play around Spark here, because he can get a Spark play set up regardless. So yeah, we're getting that back. Yeah, and not gonna Deep Prison, just try to kill this Alias. Yeah, pretty standard turn. So you go for Plague or Gardna, but I thought I'd just send the Plague to give me the option to synchro, maybe make a Thought Ruler later on to try to play around his Deep Prison. Okay, I'm a little worried here because if he draws heavy, then I'm not gonna have a good time, but fortunately he does not. So here I'm in an awkward state because I cannot bottomless without him chaining the Spark to try to get one of my other back rows, so it's effectively a heavy storm in that way. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I'm supposed to bottomless and just accept the neg, but not entirely sure that's what I want to do, because there's the Sirocco also but I can't really attack with it. Yeah, so I guess here I could have baited the Spark. I'd lose my cards, but it would get rid of his Alias, and yeah, I don't know. I think what I did was fine. Yeah, this Kai's doesn't do anything yet, so I'm just setting the buy. I don't think it. I was thinking maybe normal this and pass, but then it's just yeah, he can't attack over it, but this was what I was thinking. And then he goes for the known Stratos and does go for the pop, which is awkward because even if I chain the bottomless, it'll destroy my other back row. So I guess when you're thinking about it, my back rows are going to go either way. So maybe the right move is to bait the spark earlier, but yeah, I have to chain the bottomless here. He does do something interesting. He sparks my set, which I'm not sure. I think maybe he's concerned about a hamster, maybe? Because I think I did take like a minute to think about what I was going to do in my last turn. But yeah, that worked out. So clears the alias for me. And then I drew the Reiko, which is pretty good. Yeah, so I have the option to go after the back row or go after Ocean. I just chose the Ocean because I know he has a deep prison, so this Siroko's not gonna go through unless I draw like an NST and hit the central one, which is probably the most likely deep prison. So I feel like it makes sense to just get it out of the way. And that does make his Miracle Fusion live. Alright, he passes. Decent draw. And here is where I decide to go in. Yeah. So I do end up stacking for the Plague to make the Thought Ruler I mentioned before. And just thinking if I stacked too prematurely, because there is an option I could just keep attacking with Armageddon and not attack with this, with the Armed Wing. That is an option. And I'm just giving myself a dead Sirocco draw that I can't summon, so that's not the best. Yeah, that might be a mistake, but then again, with the Thought Ruler, it does pressure him to have like an answer, and even if he Miracle Fusions, I can still attack over the Absolute Zero and gain some life points, so it's not like the worst thing in the world if he had a Miracle. So this does clock him better, but I do give myself a dead draw. So goes for Sidra. And now, yeah, I am thinking about a possible Honest, but I sent the Honest back turn 1, and like, I don't know if attacking the set monster accomplishes anything, because it's most likely a Snowman Eater, or I guess like a Crystal Seer or something, but I frankly do not give a fuck about Crystal Seer. I do care if it's Snowman Eater, because if it's Snowman Eater, I lose my monster and I don't... This doesn't do anything against a board of Sidra. Like, people, I think, underestimate how good Sidra is against value, but it has its uses. So I think I'm going with the mindset, he did not redraw the Honest, so I'm just gonna go for it, because there's an option I can just tribute and then target the light monster to play around Honest with Caius, then I lose to the known deep prison, so it's like I don't end up in a great spot, but that is an option. But I just decided to assume there's no Honest, and there was, so goes for the Miracle. I survive with 100 life points. Okay, now this was a really good draw, because I can somehow deal with this board, assuming that I'm able to contact Fuse. so I can get rid of his Hydra, and I will unfortunately have to lose my Caius because I have to banish the F-Zero, but if it is Snowman, he can't attack with it, so I still have time to survive. So I go, fortunately he compulses his own Sidra, and like, at this point I just scoop, because even if I go Caius on the Sidra, he can just tribute summon and kill me. So yeah, that's gonna be game. Game 2 starts out pretty rough. As you can see, a lot of purple cards. Yeah, I don't really want to set all my cards right now and just be forced to pay 4,000 for Heavy Storm. It seems like not the most ideal thing to do against an aggro deck. So yeah, he goes for the Stratos. I just bottomless immediately. Because I do not want to be beaten down with this Stratos for like 5 turns. Future Fusion, maybe slightly wishing I'd set the MST, but like I said, I didn't feel like I need to set it just yet, and just like risk a turn 1 heavy, but like with like MST and Dust, maybe I could have set it, but yeah. Does his thing. Fortunately, he does not have Miracle Fusion with it, which would have been kind of annoying. So here I'm just setting 2, feeling a little bit safer about not getting heavied with the Future Fusion in play. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything just yet. Sets 1, I blind MST, or I mean I dust it, because maybe trying to hit like a set Spark or a Starlight Road, especially since I'm trying to get this Torrential off, since I have basically nothing going on for me. Yeah, so I keep drawing spells and traps. I have been told by some people that I should have considered blind alluring, and honestly I'm not really sure about that, because like I feel like there's too many things that could go wrong, personally. And it's like, even if I blind allure, there's no guarantee I have like a play with my hand. And so far it just has, I'm going to resolve a TT most likely, so I'm like, I feel okay with not firing it off now. So yeah, I just pass. Do get the nice TT. Summons Ocean, scared of Gore, so he doesn't attack. Drawing more dead cards. Yeah, still don't want to blind allure, because usually you don't want to leave their Ocean on the field, because they can get back Stratos and just like, pop their back rows or get back Alii, but the Stratos was banished, so it's like I'm not worried about him destroying all my back row, and I feel like I am kind of okay for now, or at least holding it for one more turn. But yeah, getting beaten by Edison with no monsters and the possibility of Honest is definitely a thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna set MST and Solemn. Summons. I have to take it. And of course I draw Gores after taking a ton of damage and setting Solemn Judgment, but it's gonna be allure fodder, so I'm not too bummed out about it. very good draws for me since I actually have plays now. Okay, well, yeah, pretty obvious play, I think. Just to send the Sirocco. Like, there is an option to send play because I have brain control, which may be a possibility, but like, we do have Solemn to play around, like a possible interruption. But Honest is definitely a thing to worry about. And again, I don't really want to stack myself at this point, especially since I'm trying to draw good cards. Or pressure, that is, so I'm going for that. Don't really want to blind MST anything either, because hero beat decks do tend to side stuff like Skill Drain, Shadow Imp. Yeah, I think here I was thinking whether I want to Burial, get another monster alive. But I decide to just attack now and see what happens. Hero Blasts, I don't really see a point in stopping that. Gem Sparks, considering Solemning, but it would put me very low to a point where Honest would kill me. So I decide to let that go because I can main phase 2 Burial. Yeah, going for the Armed instead of the Armor Master. I don't think it matters that much, except for like a Miracle Fusion, I guess. But he would still be able to attack over with the Ocean on the field, so it's like, and I want to keep the Sirocco banished for a return play, potentially. Yeah, well, now I know that Honest is coming, but my hand has no way to play around Honest. So I just, at this point, I have to hope he does not have it, but he does. So I'm forced to return to stay alive. He does have Solemn, but I do have my own Solemn, so I can buy myself a turn. Not really sure at this point what I could draw, but I have to try. Right. Do draw Charge, which could make or break things. We do hit a Vayu, so for the Charge haters, you know, this is for you guys. Right. And at this point, we space a useless back row. And kill the Ocean. We lose to a second Honest no matter what, so we gotta vibe with what we have. Okay, very annoying draw, but I don't have anything for that. Can't kill this. Okay, so we draw the Arma. We do have a live Armor Master, so we do have game, and this was like a very tough thing I had to think about for a moment because there's only like one Bottomless in the grave, so like all like the real traps are still a possibility. Deep Prison, Torrential, Mirror, and like I'm at very low life points. I do send Gardener here just to like try to buy myself some time, but it is like a very tough call whether I go for the Arnween or not, because I do have a chance of drawing Caius if I guard no, like, and I know his hand has a lot of normal summons, or so I could guarantee block off an attack. And but then again, I am at very low lifeline, so it's like, and he does play Sidra, so that is something to consider. So yeah, I decide not to go. I get very nervous with the Yada Karasa. I'm like, oh well, I'm just mega dead. But he does not draw Gores, so yeah. And then I end up just losing to Cider. Then, well, any normal summon would have done it, but the Kaiku was just icing on the cake. So yeah, I get cooked by Cyber Dragon and end up losing us the war for week 1. But you know, it happens sometimes. It's super tight games, and yeah, we're just gonna keep on trying. We're not giving up, you know. It is how it is. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.